So it makes it kind of cool. And the press stroke is you literally just press down on the brush. These would take a lot of practice. I don't do them often, but I like to do them with my grandkids because it's kind of fun. Now these things, these side brush strokes, are harder with this kind of brush because it's not as soft. So you need a little more water. Okay. 6 paintings with no scrape offs? Joanne, are you talking about like paint pour? No scrape offs? Seriously? Wow. That's amazing. Oh. Gloves, girl. Oh, yeah. She says gloves. If you come home too clean, you must not have had any fun. Yay. Oh, wow. Calligraphy art supplies for the inks. That would be cool. Yeah. So calligraphy ink is something that they use a lot of that. One of the gals I saw did it. She had ink that is really old. She had some old India ink, and it really works. So you see how much this ink holds into the brush. So I think the more water sometimes that you have. So I was just making all kinds of little playthings, doing these kind of little strokes of what we can do. Okay, paper 1. Now, they're not going to jump into the big picture because they show here. I'll go over this one. Hold my tongue just right so that I don't drop everything. This. So it says to try your hand at the press stroke. When you load the brush with gray and black, you can make paintings with lots of depth. The key in Super Simple Sumi is using a few different strokes in a variety of ways. So a gray side stroke for mountains, like if you had a lot of water in it, or you had 2 colors in, and that's the mountain stroke. And then this is a small brush, makes trees, and then a larger brush for bigger trees. And this is making flower petals, and a thin line for stems and leaves. So what's cool about this book is it shows you this and tells you all about this, but then it takes you step by step and builds. So load your brush with gray and black to paint strong bamboo stalks with airy pointy leaves. Using the side stroke, you can easily create bamboo stalks like these. Cool. Use longer, slightly irregular slide strokes to make tree trunks like the ones on pages 15, 19, 20. So it shows, hold the brush vertically and paint thin lines to separate the sections of bamboo and make bamboo branches. So that's where we talked about that. I said that it needed to be like vertical to do things. And then the side stroke, where did the page go? Can do you can make it look more like bamboo in turning it. Oh, see, that looks cool. I like that. The multiple strokes make it look, that's very cool. And then they had like a darker piece at the hinge there on the bamboo. And you can use a straight vertical and then that's cool. So can you see that? There, you guys can see that. See that one? See, just from that side stroke, and then you can do some single pieces. Just practicing bamboo would be... Look at that. I could do ink drawing like this for hours. Oh, look at that. That's kind of fun. Oh, so cool. You have to do it. You know what? This rice paper, I'll look up. I'll try to remember where I got it, but I think I got it at Blick when I got this whole set. And I bought, it came in a pack, and I ended up cutting it because it was larger, and I didn't want to do that. So I ended up just cutting it into these basically 6x9 pieces of paper. So they might have been double this size, because yeah, you can see where I cut them right here. Or yeah, but it was not that expensive, because I know I bought it for doing with the kids. I thought it was going to be the thing to do at the stream event, but then that didn't work out. Okay. All right, now we're going to go to the gray guys. You ready? You can make a snail, a rabbit, or a mouse by using the gray blob technique. I can get into that, gray blobs. Then add details with a fine brush or black marker pen. Okay, let's see what we got here. 1. Let's do this. Yeah, you can see there. A spiral gray stroke for the shell. Let's get some more paint water on here. And I think we start in the middle and go just... Oh, come on. Like that. I think I need a little more ink on it, maybe. Or flatter. Mine are black. So let's try that again. Go. And then, like that. Like that. This will take some practice. And then with a pen, or with a fine little brush, you can do you have to do the sound effects though. That's important. So a little smile, and then probably be better if I had gray, then I'd have more color variation. Let's see on this one if I can get a little more. Well, that's kind of cute. Not exactly the best little snail, but you know, they're kind of fun. 1 gray blob for the head. This is a mouse. So 1 gray blob for the head. I don't have gray, so I'm going to do sort of a gray blob like this. Kind of like, just going to roll it around like that. Okay. A slightly curved stroke for the body. And like that. And then ears with eyes, ears, whiskers, and a tail. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Can you guys see? Eyes. Come on. Oh, come on. Where's my light? There we go. Oh, it's too dark. Eyes. Oh, whiskers. Ears. Could be bigger. And a tail. There we go. Well, that's kind of cute. You can see how you can do all kinds of fun little things. All right. My pack, oh, your pack was 9 by 12? Yeah. So mine was probably 9 by 12 and I just cut it in half. So I had 6 by 9. You ripped your paper going in a circle. I know, it's so freaking thin. Oops. Oh, recommendation. Don't let it sit on top of the other pieces. Oh, well, it's better that it gets on this than it gets on another book. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, at least you have earbuds. I can never get earbuds. I had one pair one time. It was the inexpensive. My husband wanted to give me the fancy earbuds. And I said, no, just give me just these. And I instantly lost them. I have like 8 pair of these guys, but only one that goes with my phone. And I lost the little adapter. Oh, I'm terrible with that stuff. Okay, so that little mouse, he needs some work. Maybe we need another color. Let's see. What other color can we have that's light? I could do orange. Orange is very light. Maybe I could do yellow. Black and yellow. Why not? Oh, that'll make a mess of my brushes, huh? Okay. So if you can imagine what I'm doing as a 65-year-old woman and how I kind of play with this is what my 3-year-old granddaughter Rook does with her art before breakfast, and her mom lets her. I'm so proud of Bryn for letting her do this because she just kind of goes at it, and it's so fun to watch. Let's see, what's this? My yellow is kind of and then where is he? He's kind of a fat mouse. Oh dear, I've got 2 heads. Okay, and we'll give him. So it's kind of fun to watch. It's especially fun to do this with Rook when we get painting. She and I get super messy. It drives Bob nuts. He can't be without gloves. Oh my gosh. Well, that's going to have to become something else. What could we make it? Because it's not going to be a mouse. It could be. I don't know. It's certainly not going to be what I thought it was. What are we going to do? Oh, I know what it is. It's Let's see if this works out. Oh, running. And then a little. There was a little, supposedly a cat curled up, but nope, it didn't work. Never mind. That's not good. Let's see what else. So look at these things. So you can do bunnies. Let's try a bunny on a piece of paper. I've already messed up here. So a round blob for the body. And I'm pretty good with blobs. Huh. A round blob for the, I think my rice paper might be just too ricey. And then another brown blob up here. All right, then there we go. There we go. Ah, that's gonna work. Yay. Oops. I think I'm gonna wait on that one. So what happened, because I'm using rice paper, it runs so much. So my blob is pretty wet. So I'm gonna have to let it dry a little bit. Otherwise, if I use ink on this for the nose and stuff, it'll just run. So I'm going to do the whiskers with a pen. Cheat, cheat. Like that. And then a little eye. And then the tail. Oop. Tore the paper. Janice, pen's not a good idea if you erase paper in it. There we go. Just a little bunny. And then they have carrots. Look at the carrots. See these carrots? So you could just do those kind of cool strokes like that. Let's see, let's do... make that carrot longer so it looks like a carrot. My friend Dina, she came on, she has these up in Snohomish. She was doing a cooking show. She does a cooking show on Thursdays, like at 4 o'clock, where she cooks dinner from her kitchen. It's called Silver Lining Home Place. She's so good. And and she did one once with these carrots that she went out and picked, and they were like, oh yeah, the carrots were huge and very strange shaped. And let's just say that the chat on the stream, the carrots practically went viral. They were so funny. Oh, you know what, Janice? If my email is imagesbygretchen@icloud.com, and if you take a picture of your painting of what you did tonight, of your the things that, and you guys send them to me, all of you guys send it to me, then I can show you the next time, and we can see what we did. See, and then there's the little carrots. Carrots have the little. Oh, it doesn't look much like carrots. Carrots have little ridges. Well, these are so fun. Can do all kinds of stuff. Now, okay. Okay. Who's up for this? Let's try. Okay, these papers are already kind of... I know what'll work. My sketchbook. I'm going to try my sketchbook rather than my rice paper here before I sneeze. Okay, I'm going to try this. This is to do these birds. These are flights of fancy. It's called a curved side stroke for the head. Here we go. This one right here. So, oh, and we start, there's a little arrow and it says to start at this side and go that way. That could be my problem. I'm not following directions. Did I just say that? And I need more ink. Come on. And okay, that's pretty good. And then downstrokes, side strokes, added 2 curved side strokes for the body. Like fat birds, winter fat birds. And then 3, a dot for the eye. Do this right there. And a thin line for the bill. Since I'm doing this. Oh, that turned out cool. And 4 perch for the bird and some claws for the feet. Okay, so a perch for the bird. So he's got to go a side stroke, I bet. Drinking. And that has some little feet-like things for him to perch on, like that. And then this tail feathers. Get wetter. Yeah. Well, that's kind of fun. Mine's fat. Mine's a nice fat little bird. He's been on my feeders all winter, so he's happy. And then, like this is a picture. It shows of another one, like they did that. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to adapt it a bit and make that side stroke for the bamboo. Like, okay, and I'm going to extend my branch here to come over for my bamboo. And I'm going to do another one with a side. Let's see. I did it backwards again. Oh, but I'm going to have him facing the other way. So I didn't really. And he's going to have different hair and a side. And down. And then crazy hair. Oops, you can't see me even doing it. See, I'm doing crazy hair right there. He's got his eye. This is the punk bird. Like that. And since I already did that kind of feather on the other one, I'm going to do this kind on this guy. One, two, three. And then let's get some add some for the bamboo. Yeah. Alrighty. What do you think? How's that? That's kind of fun. A pickle? No, an inchworm. That would have been good. The bunny's good. The baby bunnies. Yeah, bunnies are a thing that I've done for ages. Oh, Janice! Oh no. It got so start over from puppy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm cruising for here. I've got water by my computer. In fact, I'm gonna move this back over here. So I just realized it was by my 8 terabyte hard drive. I was like, ugh. Oh, is your volume really low? Okay, could be me. I just saw that. Where's my sound? Oh, and I'll try that. Is that better? I might have had my, yeah. Hey, Julie. How are you guys? It's acrylic painting with Julie E in the house. How you doing? So, Julie, we are doing super simple Sumi-e. It's this kind of Japanese ink painting, and by this lady named Yvonne Palka. She was a Sumi master actually, and taught this. She lived in Washington. She passed away in 2019. But she used to do this with kids all the time and loved it bunches. And since we did Sumi Nagashi last night and I had the mess stuff out, I thought I would try some more tonight. And we're just trying some of these strokes of things. Now it's pretty comical because I'm coughing. I tested positive, so I'm drinking hot toddies to keep my throat clear, which is stuff. Angie has had a battery die out. I had my volume too low. Janice just, I believe, spilled her water all over the place. So we are like the perfect kind of little art group here that on Friday night when you get together with your friends to draw and doodle and stuff like that, and you end up with more things outside of where it's supposed to be. Oh, Julie, you can't hear anything? Oh my gosh, can't hear anything. Let's see. Gloria, you can hear me, right? And I'm checking my volumes, checking it here. Everything's playthrough. Good. Everything. Yeah, that should be there. Yep. Okay. I'll keep it going. Okay, let's try this. So we did those birds. And these, I'll put one flying up here. A curved stroke for the head. Okay, you guys, here we go. We're going to do one. It has 4 pieces, and they can be like this. And then they have this cool little nest, which is kind of fun. Okay, 1, a curved stroke for the head. And it has a little arrow. It says we're going to go that way. Wait, you missed my finger. That way. And there. Could be. All right, so we're going to try this. A little more water. And maybe I'll switch to a different size paintbrush for this one. I think if I'm going to do this more, I'm going to have to pick up a Sumi brush because that would be cool. Okay, curved like that. Okay, that's to make 2 bamboo leaf strokes for the wings. Now those bamboo leaf strokes are the ones that we practiced at the beginning, but they're thicker on one end and they come out, so they go like that. Well, it didn't work, and I'm too close to my bamboo. Like that. Didn't work, so I'll fix it. That's okay. Like that. And then add 2 long crossed bamboo leaves for the body and the tail. Oh, okay. So he's got one coming out here. It's going to cross in front of that. He flew in front of the tree, and another one down here. Come on. I'm almost out of ink. And let's go down. There we go. Longer one. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to do a little shape, and then a nose and an eye. Well, look at that. It did turn out like a little bird. Well, that's pretty cute. And on this one, you just show them in all different spots and directions, and then they made a cute little nest here with that side stroke kind of bamboo stuff. And then we're going to do a this, I think they do, the nest is multiple strokes rather than like that. So you get some shape on the nest. And then inside the nest, and a little squawker here. There we go. Squawky little birds. One didn't turn out so squawky, but this one's okay. There you go. Yeah. Well, that's kind of fun. So what's nice about this book is it just gives you all these things to go through to practice all these different kinds of strokes. So, and I'll show you the rest of the book because my voice is about shot and I'm about done. Sorry, but yeah. Okay, so Moonbeam Children's Award on the rest of this. But so after we've done some of those and you can put them together to tell stories. The Flights of Fancy, Swallows, Chicks, and Fancy Birds. And then these are all just little tiny spots in there. Then on another night, we'll do the rest of these, because these I have to try. Pandemonium. Blobs, patches, strokes, and lines is all you need to paint a panda. So we will come back to pandas. Yeah, oh my gosh. Look at him, how cute is that? But that's why in the opening scene for tonight I had a panda. And then, so you can have pandas either sitting, or you can have pandas standing, or you can have pandas rolling on their back, leaning up a bamboo tree, chewing on this, laying in the, oh my gosh, just however combined you put them together. And then the fire breathers. And guess who these are? Some of my faves. Okay, Angie, you're too funny. Birds are sloppy flyers. It's really low, but our girl has COVID, so her voice is scratchy. Okay, I wonder if I just don't have this close enough. Did I turn things down? Did I do something crazy? Oh, all right. Let's see. So this is for doing S strokes and press strokes. Your dragon in flying freestyle. So, oh my gosh. So he has all these different kinds of strokes to do dragons. Look at that face. Oh, he reminds me of the luck dragon in The Never Ending Story. Look at those, the yin yang dragons. Look at how cool is that? Very cool. And then the dragon and the pandas and the bunnies and the birds and the mice and the bamboo and the snail. It says, for parents and teachers, here you will find basic instruction in Sumi-e, some tips on the tools you'll need to make paintings shown in this book, and a bit about the history of this extraordinary art form. Oh my, do you think maybe I should have read this before I jumped into the book with you guys? Okay, yes. Not, sometimes a teacher doesn't always read all her lesson plans ahead of time. Ink, smoosh, a smooshing plate. I love this. It has a smooshing plate. How great of a name is that? Paper, plain newsprint is fine to start with. You can try various kinds of rice paper later. Small dishes for black and one for gray. Black and gray ink. Okay. Here it talks about the Sumi brushes. Brand new brushes from China or Japan are stiffened with glue. Soak the brush in cool water for a few minutes to soften the brushes. It says Sumi suppliers, Daniel Smith Art Supply, Dick Blick Art Materials, and Oriental Art Supply, and Awesome Art Supply. Yeah, Daniel Smith, when they were still open here in Seattle, last time I was there before the shutdown, I saw some beautiful Sumi brushes, and I got my watercolors there. Yeah. And it tells you how to clean them and everything like that. All talks about this. So this is a great book. She has another book on dragons that was published. They're available. I saw them on Amazon. How about the practicing strokes and how to do the different strokes, which if I'd been a little more together, I probably would have read a little more. I tend to jump into some of these. So fun. The brush dances and the ink sings. The Chinese have a saying, the brush dances and the ink sings. This is a perfect description of Sumi-e. Sumi-e is how it's pronounced. Sumi-e painting. The artist is working to capture the essence or spirit or chi of her subject in the painting. When the painter is very familiar with her subject, for example, her pet rabbit or dragon, her awareness of its essence will allow her to paint it very freely and simply. The brush will dance. The strokes will be lively and free, and the image will seem alive on the paper. Others will be drawn to looking at her rabbit or dragon painting because it's full of chi or life energy. A good Sumi-e painter can even make rocks come alive. Sumi means ink picture in Japanese. Sumi means ink and e means painting or picture. Similar styles of painting with brush and ink are familiar in other Asian countries, particularly China and Korea, And so this style of painting is now often referred to as Asian brush painting. Sumi-e paintings are alive. There are many folk stories that tell us about how thoroughly alive Sumi-e paintings can be. One is about Sesshu, a Japanese master painter from the 14th century. As a boy, he displeased his teacher by drawing instead of studying his lessons. As a punishment, he was tied to a tree so that he would be forced to study. Instead, he drew such lifelike mice in the sand with his toe that they suddenly came to life and freed him by chewing through the ropes that held him. Oh my gosh. So I will share more on this part of the book the next time we revisit this and we do Pandemonium and the dragons. But, oh, could be made into a hedgehog. Ah, hedgehogs. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, it's Julie. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's one of those things that the way Omicron is going, it's so, I mean, we were wearing the N95 masks, and we're both vaccinated and boosted and have been really, really cautious, but it's going to happen. And at least I'm able to stay home, and it's nothing, I don't feel any worse than I would, like I told everybody else, than I would have the first week of school, or the first, right during flu season at school. Now, what froze there? Oh, my goodness. Well, that camera froze. We won't go there. I'll go back to the other scene. Let's see if we can unlock this. I had a camera freeze. I haven't had that happen in a while. Whoa. Bring different. Switch to, so I'll have to look up at my iPad there. So you can see me up there. So I'm doing okay. My husband is awesome, takes great care of me. But it's just a matter of laying low and dealing with it. So lock that back up. And that's the way it's going to have to be. So I got my test results back this morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning. They came binging in on my bing, bing. Not even went kind of through the do not disturb. So that's okay. So I'm good. Lots of fluids. Just kind of chilling. And canceled every appointment that I had for the next couple weeks. And I'll be home. New art form. And I can't wait to try it yourself. Good. Yay. Yeah, it does suck, Joanne. But, I'm just grateful that I'm not feeling worse and that I'm not having to go in the hospital and that I have not seen my sister who is being treated for breast cancer in at least 10 days or more. So I know I wasn't around her because they say that it's 2 weeks. You can be exposed anytime in 2 weeks ahead of time and it can show up. So I'm just grateful I didn't hang around Sarah because that would have been the pits because she doesn't need anything. And you can make those critters with thumbprints. Thumbprint, I have a whole book on thumbprint art. Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah. I like those flyer birds. Okay. Let's see. Acrylic painting. Oh, Julie, you're in a new townhome? Ooh, I don't know these things. Stop by and say hi before we disconnect our Wi-Fi in a little bit. Tomorrow's a big U-Haul, big furniture moving day. Oh, that's exciting. Yay, new place party, new place. That's cool. That's always really exciting. I can remember the first night we were here at this place. I was like, I cannot quite believe it. So, care for your mother-in-law. That's awesome. Anyway, a swallow. Yes, New Year's bringing horizons and living spaces for so many places. Canella's moving. Someone else too. Kathy, did you? I don't know, Kathy. Oh. Thank you. Julie, I when I started this, it was all about like doing some photo editing and sharing that, and how I was learning eCam too, and that was my journey, was my plan on that. Then I got into the storytelling with these guys, and they wanted stories, and that's fun. But there's also art times, and I love doing this kind of stuff. And I will try just about anything. I haven't done salt art with you guys yet. That's a whole thing. That was always fun with kids. And I used to have my students do their spelling words in glue because it was a different way they need. Yes, if you need the book, well, I think it was $14.95, but I got it. So Yvonne was down here. She died in November of 2019. I moved here in June of 2019 down to Gig Harbor, and there's a Gig Harbor Art Fair Festival, and I think she was here at it, and I got the book then. I might have, although it's not signed, which would have been unusual, or maybe it was just in an art place that I got it. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to getting her other one also. Dragons. Yes, I would love to get to Artapalooza. It sounds like so much fun. I'm still getting used to the different schedules that different people have, and I'm got to figure out why my camera froze. That is irritating. And I also want to figure out how to make sure so that I can bring you guys on here with there's just I got 2 weeks at home to figure out all kinds of stuff. A smushing plate. Oh, yay. Housing markets. Julie, where are you in I don't know if it's, I'm in the Northwest in Seattle, which is crazy market. It's just nuts. And yay. Wow. Okay. You guys, I'm glad you had fun. And yep, it's this, like I said, you can, so everybody keep doing these positive things. These are the things that keep us going, that keep us healthy, that keep us moving along. And give me a number and I'll give you a quote. So 1 to 34, give me a number. Something different than you had last time, hopefully, unless you want the same one again. 1 to 34, and I'll give you a quote, and then we'll close out. Okay. Go to the other. Here we go. Okay. Who's got a number? 7 inches of snow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, our thing over here is rain. The mountains have had crazy. Like I said, like Leavenworth has 4 feet of snow, and Wenatchee, Washington, which has not had to close. And they get a lot of snow. Haven't closed the schools in 20 years for a snow day. Had to close for school. And Julie's in Arizona. Tucson. Okay. Janice is 14. Gloria's 5. All right, I gotta write this down. Janice, 14. Gloria, 5. Who's next? Okay, got 2 numbers so far. All right. If I numbered my pages on my book, it would have been great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gloria was 5. Gloria's finding water. Oh, this is one of my favorite quotes. Julie's 31. Angie's 31. So this is on my photo called Finding Water. And if I can lock it and zoom it for you to see, it's a really cool photo that I took from the side of a, it's just rusted and painted. I think it was on the side of a clown car in a little bit of blue. So I called it Finding Water, Finding Water on Mars, kind of. But the quote that I chose to go with this one is by Anais Nin. And here's what it says. This is for Gloria. And the day came when the risk it took to remain inside the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Janice is 14. So this was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, Janice has got through the cracks. Oh, Gloria was 5. Okay, hang on. Somebody go back. Who has 14? Janice, it's 14. I thought 14 inches of snow. Yeah, Janice, 14. You had 14. So here's 14 through the cracks. Oh, this is another one. This is a photo I did that was, I did some color alterations on this where I changed and enhanced the rust and changed some color. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. And that's a quote from Helen Keller. And that one's for Janice. Okay, Angie's 31, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 30, and 31. Oh, Drift On. That's this photo. It is some sand dunes that taken. I think I took this down on Agate Beach, perhaps in Oregon. And the quote is by David Lloyd George, and it says, "Don't be afraid of that big step. You can't cross a chasm with 2 small ones." Okay, that's yours. And 31. Oh, that's 31. Janice was 14. Acrylic paint with Julie's 4. And did we get Janice? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Options. This one, Julie, is my favorite wise person, Winnie the Pooh. I sometimes wonder if it's true that who is what and what is who. And the picture is called Options. It's one of my abstracts. Yeah, that's just one of the ones that I hope makes people smile when they read it. Joanne, pick a number between 1 and 31, or 1 and 34. I'm sorry, 34. Pick page book. Okay. John 6. Okay, 4, 5, and 6. Oops, hang on. That was Gloria's 5. Gloria, I gave you the wrong one. I gave you 6 instead of 5. So I'm going to read them both because that means that they're meant for more than one person. So, Joanne, you asked for 6, and that's this one, Finding Water, which I had read earlier. I miscounted. And it's a photograph that I took on the rusted old clown car that had been painted over and over again, or on a train car. I can't remember. But the quote is by Anais Nin, and it says, "And the day came when the risk it took to remain inside the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." And then Gloria actually had asked for 5, and that's this one. And this one is called Chaos and Calm. It's funny how a lot of the pictures tonight were the green and red. Sorry. This is by Benjamin Disraeli, the quote. "Never apologize for showing your feelings. Remember that when you do, you apologize for the truth." And so that's Chaos and Calm. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Sparky calls you Pooh? Oh my gosh, Julie, that's hilarious. There are like 34 pages in this, and there's 2 quotes by Winnie the Pooh in here. And that's, you got them. It's amazing. Gotta go. Wi-Fi shutting down. Take care, Julie. Thank you so much for coming. Everybody, stay well. Be healthy. Get some rest. I'm going to come on tomorrow night at 6:30 and just read a story, and a short one, but just, I think I need a story, and that will be wonderful to just read something and enjoy. So until then, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's in your mirror and it's all around you. And until then,